Tiago, great to see you again. But I know time is short, but I'd just love to go back to that moment when effectively your F1 career ended. I guess it's always difficult to know when that moment comes, but what your thought process was then in terms of the rest of your life.
Yeah, well, until it really happens, you don't really think about that moment. You know, you try everything to make it happen and you work hard to make it happen. And actually, the winter 2006 and 7, we had a deal in place with to continue with Spiker, which we were not very happy with. And then until late February, things were very close with Toro Rosso. So the whole winter we were really focusing on making this happen. And of course, at the same time, I was looking at other options. Um, but obviously, when I got the final decision from Toro Rosso that it wasn't going to happen for me that year, only as a test driver, which I didn't want it, I decided to move to WTCC. Why WTCC? Because it was a world championship, it was an international championship, it was an FIA championship, and I was linked to a manufacturer. So I thought at the time that it was probably a good option. But the next 2 years, I would say, I kept my options and I kept my contacts in Formula One in the hope to try and make a comeback. But obviously, times were tougher, and it was just very difficult to get a decent seat because I didn't really want to go back to the back of the grid anyway. Especially when you've done it already once, it's very difficult to go back in those conditions.
And I've got to add, WTCC is probably a lot of fun as well, and driving for Seat, I can imagine it's just brilliant out there. The championship at the moment doesn't look to be, I don't know, let me get your take on WTCC, the health of the championship. I know you've had one round already at Monza.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, no, when I got in, it was definitely a strong championship with several manufacturers in it, three at least 100% manufacturers, and I was able to do a 3-year deal with the manufacturer. You know, there's a lot of comfort in that. You know that the next 3 years, if you're doing a good job, you know where you are. You have your contract, you're getting paid by the manufacturer, and you represent the brand. So it's quite important for you as a professional driver. It's true that the last 2 years, since the departure of Seat first and then BMW, the championship struggled in terms of level of involvement of manufacturers. Only Chevy was there, 100%, and they've dominated, as you can see in the last 2 years. But it's true that Seat was always with a little foot in the door, but really not involved as they used to. Now, the reason I'm sticking to the championship and the reason I really believe in the championship, and that's why, even though the conditions are going to be tough this year, 2012, I really want to be here because I believe in the future of it. I believe it's a great championship, a lot of fun for us, for the drivers, a lot of fun for the spectators, good show on TV, and that's what makes it good. And the reason I believe in it is because, of course, I know for a fact that Honda obviously has announced that they were coming back in 2013. It's not official yet, but it's common knowledge that Seat will come back in 2013. And then you have 2 more manufacturers that are really in serious talks with the championship. So, yes, in the last 2 years, the championship has been through tough moments. This year is just about to start maybe to grow, not necessarily manufacturers, but there are 25 cars on the grid in Monza, and there are 24 cars confirmed for the season. So it's starting to be another decent level of cars and drivers.
So it definitely
is important.
Yeah. And it definitely makes sense then to stay with it now. As you say, there's a lot of light on the horizon there. Tiago, tell me about your other life as well, though, because it wasn't the only thing you were doing, and great to see you involved so much in GP2, GP3 with young drivers. You've got a busy life. I mean, that's one of the reasons I just wanted to chat to you, because you've got an amazing life.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can't complain. It's been amazing. It's been tough. It's been busy. It's been stressful because I think it's even more stressful than to be a team owner than to be a driver. But it's a great challenge. I'm loving it. We started with GP2 for the last 3 years. Was a great experience. Very tough at times, but great moment as well. And now the last few weeks actually, we embarked on the GP3 campaign, and I always said, even when I was in Formula One, that I wanted to help younger drivers, Portuguese or not. I wanted to help them to evolve in this world. It's such a tough world to go to step up and to move up the ladder. And I've made mistakes in my career, and I know I can help young drivers not to commit at least the same mistakes. They'll do probably other ones, but not to do the same ones. So to use my experience really to help young drivers is a very good feeling and a good achievement from my personal feelings. You know, I also manage a Portuguese driver, Antonio Felix da Costa. So yes, it is busy. It is tough at times, but there's great rewards about that.
I love the name Ocean. Where did that come from?
Um, Basically, I worked with a company that was working with me when I was in F1 in terms of marketing and promotion. They were the ones who came up with this idea of the T-shirts that we gave away and plenty of other things that we've done when I was in F1. And so I asked them to give me some ideas. You know, I had some ideas, but I was never into that kind of Jordan, Carlin, all these teams, Williams, that they give their family names to teams. I nothing against it, but I just didn't imagine myself like that. So I wanted something different, but I want something racy, but not too racy, not too obvious, etc., etc. And in the end, Portugal, the story behind Ocean is that obviously we are surrounded almost by ocean. Our story of conquistadors, if you want, 600 years ago, we discovered a lot of countries. We had a lot of, we went around the world and we discovered plenty of things. And we went, we took the risk of going far away and discover continents and countries. And I guess that was a little bit the idea. We were the first team in Portugal to be at that kind of level. It was definitely a challenge, and we were trying to conquer something, and so we thought that could be nice.
Very nice. How last question? How have the tests been going in GP2 and GP3 really? And thoughts on the Malaysian GP2 round, opening round?
Yeah, the GP2 testing is very short. It goes so fast. You spend the whole winter trying to prepare everything at best, and then it's only 2 tests of 3 days, which fly away so quickly. And every year you finish the test and you think, we haven't had time to try this or that. But it's the same for everybody. It started off very badly with 2 big crashes in Jerez that made us lose a lot of time and tired everybody, and even probably made the drivers lose a little bit of confidence because time goes by, and it was not easy. So Jerez, it was tough. Barcelona went a lot easier, a lot smoother, and a lot better in terms of performance as well, and team spirit and motivation from everybody. Everybody was really, really strong, and the drivers were happy, the team was happy, I was happy. So we are going to Malaysia a lot more confident now. We'll start with 2 rookies, so it's never easy for sure, but 2 good rookies, which is important. And I think that will be the key to a good result in Malaysia. To stay on the track, and do a good and decent job and solid job. GP3, we only had 2 drivers at the moment. We still working on the details of the 3rd driver. The 2 drivers I have are also rookies, quite inexperienced, so it's not going to be an easy start of the season. We still have another test in Silverstone, sorry, but 2 good people. Rob Cregan. He's improved a lot on those 2 days in Barcelona, and Carmen Jorda, she is very unexperienced in terms of single seaters, but you can definitely see that she has talent. We need to help her to use it. At the moment, she's a bit far, but she'll come up, and she'll be fine for the first race.
Your thoughts on female racing drivers? From your point of view, any reason why she couldn't progress to Formula One if she's quick enough and she does the job?
I always say, and I think, and I'm sure, that women have the same capacity as men in terms of driving feeling. They can be as quick, they can be as aggressive, they can be as daring, and they can have the same feeling, and they can be as fast. From my experience, from all the girls that I've met in the past, racing girls, and every time we get to a certain level, and I've raced with Danica Patrick in Champ Car, for example, which Champ Car is a very, very tough and physical car. That's the only maybe difficulty that they might have. It's to get to the same physical level as men. It's known, it's clear that they don't have the same muscles, the same body, the same structure, and sometimes they struggle, yes, in terms of physical. And that's the only reason why you don't see as many girls in Formula One or higher level single seaters as you sometimes see in GTs or endurance, because those cars are a lot less physical. So Carmen, like other top level driving girls, could get to F1, but they will for sure struggle in terms of physical, and that will be the hardest part to overcome. So it's not, it's far from being impossible, obviously. It's totally doable, and if they have the right talent, they can make it like us. They'll struggle a bit in terms of physical, but they can make it.
Tiago, lots of rookies there, lots of potential. I think they're all in great hands, and I don't know if this is a compliment or not from your point of view, but I see you as a sort of Portuguese Kenny Brack in the sense that you are doing a lot for motor racing after your racing career. And I think young guys can learn a lot from people like you. So thanks for that, and thanks for your time. We'll try and keep in touch with you during the year and all these different things you're doing, WTCC, GP3, GP2, lots going on. Tiago, thanks for your time.
Perfect. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. See you soon.